Before we even get started with RoboGuide, let's make sure we're saving our files to the correct directory. By default, it's mapped to a network directory, which a lot of programs don't like. To fix this, we're going to go into the C drive here and go up to New Folder, and you're going to type in your initials and RoboGuide. Hit enter. All we did was create a folder right at the root directory of C. Now let's go into RoboGuide. Before doing anything, we're going to go to Tools, Options, the General tab, and yours will be mapped to a network drive, which it does not like. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to select that RRJ folder that I just created. And I'm going to do that for the first two options here. I'm going to go into the C drive, look for that folder I just created, RRJ RoboGuide, and I'm not going to touch, definitely do not touch this default image library path. You're going to need these images that are in the RoboGuide application, so leave those alone or else you'll not be able to finish the labs. Click Apply and OK. Now we can start creating the new cell. New cell, and you get this wizard basically to just going to follow along with the steps that I'm going to call out here. And it's through these 9 steps, and we'll build out the cell. So Handling Pro is what we want to select. That's the default. You'll just call it by default Handling Pro 1. Go next. Create a new robot with a default Handling Pro configuration. Yes. And here we want to build this out with the same controller that we have in the robots in the room, in the cells that you're working with. So that's going to be the version 8.3 R30iB, not the plus, but the 30iB, this selection right here. Next. And handling tool with this default end of arm tooling. Next. You're going to look for this model, the model R200iB 165F. So if I come over here and look for it shouldn't be too far up, 200iB 165IF, I'm sorry, 200IC / 165F. Next, next, and next. Just all the defaults. And then finish. And this will take a while, so you're just going to let this build and configure that cell. So it's basically building all the configurations that you'd have in a normal robot cell, and this will take probably about a minute to 90 seconds. When you first start up, you're going to see this handy little 3D World mouse commands. You can get rid of this because it gets annoying a little bit later because you can't move it around. But pay attention to like right and drag, right mouse click and drag. Pan view is right drag or middle drag, which if on the wheels of a mouse, if you click the middle wheel and hold it down, you can actually pan around like this. So right allows me to rotate 3-dimensionally. Middle spin wheel allows me to click, and then obviously the mouse wheel allows you to zoom in and out. Let me just go over some of the main menu items that you're going to be interested in. This key right here, or this button, allows you to turn your Teach Pendant on and off. You can see here I've got it set up to actually run in a 3 configuration, and this follows everything you know about the Teach Pendant. This follows this. The only thing that's really going to probably throw you off is that the Shift key is it maintains. It's not just momentary. So once you click it, it stays down, and that'll throw you off quite a bit. Just remember to unclick that when you want to actually do a lot of menuing or anything that you would normally do. But for motion, it's handy because you click it and then you can just, because you don't have 2 mouse or mice, you wouldn't be able to shift and hit forward, so it maintains just so you can click that. If I look at the select key, I've created a program here with just one motion instruction in it. This is handy in case you start dragging your robot into a position where now how do I get back to like a standard robot position. So what I did was just create one motion instruction in here, and then if I go to the position here, that shift key's getting me. Yep. If I go to position here and I put in all zeros and just to not get in singularity, put a minus 35-degree angle on joint 5. So that's just, and I'll probably just turn the teach pennant off right now so I can show you some of the other views. I mean, this is this minus and plus zoom you can do with your mouse key a lot easier. Same with the whole pan. Holding down the middle key is a lot easier. But what is handy is centering my robot in the display, and also looking at top view, side view, opposite side view, and then looking straight on from the X. These are great for getting orientations that are just perpendicular to your coordinates. If I roll over some of these keys here, you can see I can turn the work envelope on. This is basically the entire work envelope of where the robot can go. I can also show the joint tools, and by grabbing these, it's pretty interesting because you can actually configure the robot or position the robot using the joint mode to actually change each axis by just clicking and dragging. So that's this tool right here, show or hide joint jog tool. The home position, you're not going to have that recorded at first. Neither will you have the hand tool, the opening and closing the hand. That'll become later. There are some functions here to make a movie and actually record what you're doing here. And these are the shuttle or controls for actually making that movie. The other handy tools that you have here is that initial screen that you saw with the tools, the mouse tools that will appear right here. I should mention down at the lower left-hand corner, you can see your different positions based in world right now, but I can click on this and go to joint and look and see where I'm at in joint at the current robot position. So those are some of the tools. Just do yourself a favor and play around with some of these, and notice that a lot of these icons here are also available in the menus. So I can go in, zoom out, go to standard views here, which I actually like because it gives you the name of them right here, like right, Y, and let me shut this off because that looks a little... so yeah, a lot of the tools that are available in the icons here are also available in the menuing system. So that's your introduction. To take some time. There's also the tutorial if you want to go through it. It's a handy tool here prior to going on to the next lab in handling tool.